Welcome to StoneClip, the home of the patented and engineered certified mechanical fixing systems for the installation of natural and engineered stone. Today we are displaying the simplicity of the adjustable clip range. In this demonstration we will be installing a 600 by 300 by 30mm exfoliated piece of granite that has a weight of 16 kilograms. We will show the ease of installation with our new 8mm adjustable clip and work from a rendered concrete substrate to a cavity of 40mm. Each box of StoneClip products comes with an installation pamphlet that is double-sided and shows the basic techniques from starting the first course to tying off the last stone. The back side of the pamphlet shows a series of weight loading charts. In this case we are using the 8mm adjustable, so we look to table 1.3. The left column shows a 40mm cavity section and we can see the max loading the clip can be experienced is 19 kilograms. In this case, where we are working to a 40mm cavity, we will require 2 clips per stone so as to keep it in balance throughout the installation. So we can tell from this information, the installer will have a safety margin throughout their installation of 110%, so a panel of stone could weigh in at 38 kilograms and still be under our certification. When installing with the adjustable clips on stone that has a non-work face, it is always recommended to measure cutting positions for the installation cut from the front face of the stone. By doing this, you will always be able to counteract any tolerances that may be present in the stone itself and giving the installer a true plumb finish. I would also say that for speed of installation purposes and productivity, that the day's stones be prepared with the installation cuts and have the centre marks on the rear face of the stone before you attempt the task of installing them. This will aid in the installer in achieving the task of getting the necessary amount of meters performed in a day. In this demonstration, we are using the new StoneClip wet cutter, a Bosch 125mm battery operated grinder that has a StoneClip adjustable jig fitted to it and also a water feature. This tool will allow the user to accurately perform a cut in the pre-marked panel in exactly the same position each and every time, also allowing the most experienced member of the team to focus on the installation, the most important part of the project. The other notable benefit of this tool is the factor of dust removal, a concern on almost every project site in Australia. I would also like to say that this product is compatible with a vacuum machine if a dry cutting option was wanted by the installer. To start the installation, we have wound the shaft through the base plate so to have a length of 55mm, thus giving us the required 40mm cavity to start with. Once we have done this, we will lock the nut onto the shaft to secure it in place. The remainder or excess shaft is removed with a stainless steel cutting blade attached to a hand grinder. For this demonstration, the stone will be positioned into a stack bond. We will be installing the clips at 300mm centres. It is always the best practice for this style of installation to come in 1/4 of the distance from the edge of each panel for the clips to be installed. Pilot holes are drilled into the substrate with a 6.5mm masonry bit to a depth of 70mm. The StoneClip base plate has 4 installation holes. Position the most likely point over the pilot hole and proceed to install the StoneClip 316 stainless steel concrete screw bolt into the substrate with a 10mm socket attached to a driver. Repeat this process to position the clips to support the first panel for installation. You can see that on the rear face of the stone we have marked the centre point in the installation cut. This will aid in locating the clip position when you place the first panel down. The first stone is now positioned on the first 2 clips. We make another hole in the substrate that is deep enough to hold the StoneClip Dutch pin. Our wedge is now dropped down between the rear face of the stone and the substrate to a depth that will affect the stone and move it into a position that is plumb when checked with the spirit level. The Dutch pin is now secured, holding the stone in place from the front face to the substrate. Now, to determine the exact length of the new StoneClip shafts, we simply install the clip back to front by placing the base plate of the clip into the installation cut and winding the front disc till it touches the substrate. This process is repeated in the other installation cut in exactly the same way. Once this has been performed, the nuts on the shafts are tightened against the base plate. The clips can be removed and the excess shaft can be cut from behind the base plate so to ensure a close fit between base plate and substrate. Again, we use the hammer drill to pilot hole through the most relevant anchor hole in the base plate and secure it with the adjacent clips. It is now possible for it to be secured to the substrate with the StoneClip screw bolts And by doing this, we've successfully installed the first panel and started the positioning for the second panel. The second panel of granite will now be positioned down onto the StoneClip that is restraining the first panel. You can see by using this clip that a 3mm joint width has been created through the installation process by using our new 8mm adjustable clip. We will now install the second panel of granite in exactly the same way. Once we have positioned the panel down onto the clips, we'll use the StoneClip Dutch pin and wedge along with the spirit level to hold the panel in a plumb position. We now insert the clips back to front, wind the front disc out to the substrate and establish the correct shaft length for installation. The excess shaft length is again removed. The clips are turned around 180 degrees to the correct positioning and secured back to the substrate with the StoneClip stainless steel screw bolts. The third and fourth panels are now positioned down onto the secure clips and installed in exactly the same way. You can see from the footage that we have successfully installed the panels in a plumb position while achieving a 3mm joint line between them that can be left opened or corked. The difference in the adjustable clip system to the set clip system is vast, and the opportunity to use either is project dependent. The set clip system is designed to operate in a direct fix method and support panels with a max weight of loading of 25 kilograms per clip at a 5mm cavity. It must be said, however, that when installing panels of stone with our adjustable range, it allows the installer to install much larger, heavier stones at a much greater distance from the substrate, which is advantageous when cladding pre-existing and sometimes newly built substrates to create a perfectly plumb installation. It will, however, take around 2 times longer for the installation per clip just due to the adjustment process. What we are going to be showing you in our next videos will be the installation using a channel substructure with the adjustable clips in our stone sub range and the installation of our set clips in a direct fix method over a solid substrate. We will be exemplifying these two methods and showing you that you can allow the same amount of time for installation per panel as you will forego the stage of shaft removal and show the benefit of working from a channel substrate, a method that will greatly reduce the amount of labour time on your project.